Con. They don't stand a chance against a lion who's ferocious. You know, especially a young, up and coming lion, man. And the men of Great Millstone are those young lions, man. That are hungry to push this doctrine. This doctrine is dropping like raindrops. When you read in Deuteronomy 32nd chapter, it tells you these doctrine drops like raindrops on the earth, man.
Because if you want to be technical, man, like with us standing out here as men, we're like your last hope for manhood.
Man.
You know, if you want to be technical, like, man, a lot of our people don't truly know what it is to be a man anymore neither. Especially with that philosophy and doctrine of that LGBT, transgenderism, and all that other nonsense, man. That's why these other countries, man, don't want that type of nonsense.
Like you say this, you can just relate all those things you said to Christianity, to all these other philosophers.
Right.
They're following after all those things, and it completely has taken away the manhood.
God, no, that's on point, brother. And like you said, you know, this is what's messing everybody up. You know, like when he brought up that philosophy of Christianity, man, you're talking about loves and hugs and kisses and forgiveness. I am not gonna let somebody smack me in the damn head and just say, you know what, I forgive you, and walk off with blood drooling and dripping out my damn head. See, and that's that type of BS y'all put out there when y'all talk about what Martin Luther King and the people marched by him did. That man was starting to wake up just before they killed his ass. Excuse my language, you know what I'm saying? That's why he said he felt like you led his people, his people into a burning house. So, you know, going back into that, man, those 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, man, are going to be like lions, man, because when those race riots kick off, man, you know the Lord going to put that spirit on some of our people, man, to be tearing these dang on other nations up, man. Jay gonna be slick, man, but so, you know, some of our people think they got the capability to try to stand against Esau, but Esau, y'all, one thing you haven't learned yet is that the Lord blessed Esau with the gift of the sword. So they gonna get you. Don't get it twisted, man, when these wars pop off. But Jay gonna wake up on a level to where, hey, they gonna be plotting left and right, man, to try to jack Esau up.
Yeah.
You just don't have those airplanes and helicopters and drones. They gonna be sending in drones. What did they do to the Jake out here that was shooting cops? Took a dang on remote control vehicle, said, come talk on this phone. Boom, blew his ass up. You know, Jake don't understand, man. You just ain't gonna go run up on Esau the way you think you can.
It says, keep going. As a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both tread it down and tear it in pieces, and none can deliver.
God, that's like I said, the Lord's gonna put that spirit on even the 2/3, man. You know, to be tearing these other nations down, man, when these race riots pop off.
God,
is that it?
Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversary and all thine enemies. Like, Satan want that to come out there. It says, and all thine enemies shall be cut off.
God, is that it?
Yeah.
God, hey, man, and like I said, man, when these wars really start really going, man, it's going to be to a point where people ain't even going to know what the hell to do. That's why you're going to see certain prophecies even kick into play, because once you start doing things like taking away taking away people's manhood and all that type of stuff, you're going to really see women flocking towards real men. And who are those men going to be? Men of the Lord. Ain't going to be you thugs, because all you thugs do is go in and out of jail, being around men all the time, as a feminized, don't even realize it. Y'all not going to be real men when things really do pop off out here. There's so many videos. If I could have a dang on film projector right now, I could show y'all many videos where kids, young so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans have been getting shot, murdered, spit in your face alone, and the men are in the background not doing a damn thing.
This is Psalms 18 and 40. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies. that I might destroy them that hate me. So when the Lord give us the spirit to start killing our enemies, right? And it's trample them down in the streets like that young lion, like you said, the other these women of these nations gonna see it and they're gonna be like, damn, they got the juice. And that's
right.
why they gonna run to it, man.
That's exactly why they're gonna do it, because look, I'm not gonna stop to just try to save anybody. When that time comes, Lord willing, I'm of the elect. But the frame of mind you're supposed to be in, man, you just can't fall for all the tricks out here. All the traps and stuff like that. Just like when you watch the book of Eli.
Yeah, come.
That woman was sitting there acting like she was completely helpless. And he was blind and he knew he was set up in a trap. But he wasn't spiritually blind. He knew those men were ready to trap him up and everything and try to take whatever he had. So you got to be in that frame of mind too. But guess what? Y'all think all this is a fairy tale. All of you are still trying to thrive somehow in this wicked kingdom, man.
You know, that's why they got the power. Esau got the power. You see all these other nations, they women,
right.
they flock to Esau right now. Knowing he's been a murderer, he studied killing, right? It's his race, it's his nationality, it's ethnicity that's doing all the killing. All the women still flock to Esau because he got the power right now.
That's right.
He in the power seat.
Go ahead.
And also because of that fear that the Lord has allowed Esau to put on the earth. Everybody walks around in complete fear. Men are in fear of the cops. Women are in fear of everything that's going on around them. So naturally they're going to flock to the one who has that power. But what they don't understand is that day of the Lord is near, as he talks about all over the scriptures. The one that comes to my mind right now, you can open chapter verse 50, verse 50. That day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. That's what they forget. Not necessarily forget, that's what they don't know. That's what the Lord hasn't given them. They just walk, whoever has the biggest gun, everybody says, I'm with him. Whoever has the hit song, who's the flavor of the moment, they want to be with him. But what they don't understand is that the day of the Lord is here. It's not some far off idea that we're just some crazy men out on the corner. We are crazy men, but that idea is true. It's not just some weird thing that we all randomly say, you know what, let's just come up with this thing and we'll just go out and speak. It's the Spirit of the Lord doing this. Why? Because that day of the Lord is here. Go ahead.
It says, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself. It said at the top.
Where you just read.
Oh, okay. It says 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High.
And who is doing that? Who is especially doing that on the earth right now? The so-called white man, Esau, Edom, Idumea. That's who's doing it. Anything that the Most High has put together in truth, Esau goes away from that. He does the opposite of that. In every possible way that he can. He'll take the truth and turn it into a lie. So you'll think that the lie is really how the world is supposed to be. But that's just Esau turning things upside down. Go ahead.
If I could say this too, here's another funny thing. What is Esau currently doing, the so-called white man? They are pushing that RFID technology. Now, you got all these countries, recent article I just mentioned, where people are saying, damn, you know, America's the worst in the dang on world right now. But yet, everybody is going to flock toward that so-called white man for that RFID chip, man. You still gonna put faith and trust in this dang on wicked kingdom, man. In the
Esau is gonna
system.
make that chip just like he's made the iPhone, the new Android, the new flat screen TV, the new car. He's gonna make that chip seem like something beautiful to have. If you don't have it, then you lack it.
That's right.
How are you gonna get all the new updates? You ain't got the chip. I remember that we used to always talk about this when the credit cards and debit cards first came out. Maybe it was even after. It was that commercial of everybody's in that line ordering food, and everybody's using their card. They're swiping it, and the line's moving, and the cool music playing. But when that guy pulled that cash out, the music stopped. You know how the record skips, and everybody like, man, because
he was the oddball.
And then they got to get a change back. But as soon as he left, the music keeps going. That's how Esau's gonna make that chip.
That's right.
And especially our people are gonna be going after that chip because they go after all the new things.
Like you said, he's making it cool to have right now. Later it's gonna be a must to have.
Exactly.
Ain't no food.
And that's
Starving and shit.
That's what it's gonna get to.
Right now it's cool to crank your car up around the corner or just go up and touch the window and everything. Come on.
And that's what it's gonna lead to.
Nope.
He's gonna lull you to sleep, and now that you sleep, he's just gonna put that hell on you. Not that hell of like now to where you eat bad food, drinking bad water, but pure hell, where it ain't even no lie no more. You just out here going through hell, being hunted down, being killed, the whole nine. So like, jump back over.
It says, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worship, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God.
And that's what his goal is, to show that he is God. And if he was allowed to be able to chip the whole world, that's what he would call himself. He would call himself God. You would see situations like, what's that, the Mockingbird, is it Mockingbird with that one white chick? What's that the name of the movie? She was running around, it was like a little game.
Mockingjay.
Mockingjay.
Oh, you talking about the Hunger Games?
That's how the world would look. You would be in constant, it would be a game to the elites. They would be sitting back like how they had the Jetsons, everybody's above, the smog of the earth, but they're looking down at the feeble people playing games with them. Throwing bags of rice, but you don't get to just get the rice. You got to go through all these tricks and mazes to get the rice. But you'll be looked at as he's in the clouds as if he is God. And you're just ants crawling around. Go ahead,
I was done with that.
Now I was just saying, it's interesting how you said that the Hunger Games, how they gonna advertise it, I believe, or how one way is possible, how, Jake is always influenced by music and videos of, bad food is something that they always try to jazz up in commercials for our people, especially affordable, value meal, McDonald's, this and that. And they always got a coon skipping through the neighborhood, doing the, Chris Brown, whatever, and going right there to McDonald's with the value meal. Hey man, they would probably do the same thing with the chip. I got that Gucci chip, I got that Louis chip. You know what I'm saying? Then we talk about, hey man, I already get bottle service before I even get to the club. All right, I can have the women stacked up for me already, in the VIP with the chip. So yeah, they dress it up like the Hunger Games because how you got to eat and you got to, and how they had it.
Yeah.
But I think it was interesting.
I remember that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, do you remember in the Hunger Games whenever they were like, hey, I get to eat as much as I want and throw up. Come back and eat more. Right?
Greed.
Greed.
Greed is another thing. What Esau always say, one of the 7 deadly sins. But just greed in general, we know that that's not good. The Most High give you what you need. That's what we pray. Abanawa Shabbat Shemayim, we pray the Lord's Prayer. We pray for, what he can give us for that day.
Right.
So, that goes into that too. Good point, bro.
It says, Revelation 3:15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast shall both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. And that image is the system, the whole pagan system of America, man.
God, because they're going to be doing, like, bro, you made a wonderful point, man. They're going to be doing so much crazy stuff. They're going to be doing things like you're not going to be able to activate your phone unless you get that chip. You're not going to be able to get this job. You're not going to be able to do anything without that chip.
Come.
You'll go to jail if your children don't have the chip.
Yeah,
Man, because you're
They do that now?
your kids out.
And right now, they chip your dogs, so you kind of look that funny if you don't have a chip in your dog when you go to the vet.
It's true.
My my old lady has a dog, and they were asking her about it, and she was like, I'm not putting no chip in the dog. But then, and they were kind of like, you know, just trying to influence her in the fact, okay, well, what if it goes missing, this, that, and the other? And as they were saying that, I was thinking they're going to do the same thing with your children.
And I talked to a lady the other day, Slocky, who said that they had the dog chip and couldn't even track the dog. The dog ended up on the other side of other part of the country, and it didn't work. So everything that they sell you, no pun intended, is wolf tickets.
Yeah, like, see what Esau do, when they sell you them dogs, they talk about chipping your dog. What they really do, they really come steal your damn dog and stop playing and take it to the other side of the fucking states. Because I'm gonna tell you, whether you know it or not, if you have animals, I've had dogs, I got cats, right? A cat and a dog has more sense of direction than any human. That's why cats, they go 15 blocks away from the house when they're in heat or when they're looking for another mate. They can go all the way across town, but guess what? Give him time, he's gonna be right back on your porch.
Exactly.
So they don't need no fucking chip. That's just some, like you said, some bullshit.
It's some nonsense, man, and it's very, very insane how this thing is going to play out. But once again, when people are getting slaughtered, murdered, all that stuff, and you know what another set of another set of influence they put out there. There's a recent movie they came out with called Kidnap with Halle Berry.
Heard about that?
She took her son to a dang on park or something like that. Next thing you know, the kid gets snatched up. She chasing him through the whole dang on movie.
Only if he had the chip.
Only if he had the chip. You think they're not going to toss those things out there in y'all heads? Man, this chip stuff is not new. This thing has been out for years, decades. I can think of some of the oldest movies where they were putting it, they just got them out there. It was there, Total Recall. You know, you got RoboCop, you got all that stuff, man.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, what y'all need to do, go rent the Super Friends 70, 71, 72, 73.
My favorite.
And watch, listen at the dialogue. They talking about nuclear destruction.
Yes.
They talk about New World Order, and they talk about the chip. When we were little, all we was worried about was Superman. We waiting on him to fly. Or Aquaman to talk to that which is spiritual, him talking to the fish. But listen at the dialogue that they be talking, man. They're talking about what's going on now, man. They are talking about thermonuclear destruction. Just rent the Super Friends, the one, not the new one. Go back to the one. You can find it on YouTube.
Legion of Doom, Bizarro,
Superman,
just all that
the Hall of Justice.
Hall of Justice.
Just type it in on your YouTube and just sit there and look at a Super Friends episode and just listen to what they saying. They always got some alien coming from outer space talking about getting everybody a new world order, and I'm telling you, that was in the 70s, bro, early 70s. So I gotta finish it. It says,
and it's just showing, man. You're right.
Revelation 13, right?
Yeah. It says Revelation 13 and 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark.
Everybody. So it's going to start out, as we're saying, it's going to start out as the cool new idea. The rich are going to have it, and they're going to use that to exploit the poor. The poor, everything the rich has, the poor aspire to get. So you have the car that's supposed to come out in 2020, but you'll see the elites and the rich are driving it around now to exploit your mind, to make you want it, to make sure that you go get it in 2020 when it comes out. Same thing with the phone, same thing with clothes. It's going to start out as an idea, like, you know, something cool, but everybody is going to have to have it in the end. Everybody is going to be forced to have that chip. Go ahead. That mark. Go ahead.
It says, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark.
Free and bond. Those that are out here on the streets are going to have it. Those that are locked up in the prisons are going to have it. Those that are high in society, able to do whatever they want, go wherever they want, they're going to have it to travel, to go here and there. The poor are going to have it, maybe to start your car, to open your door at your apartment, to get into the gate at the apartment, to get into your low-end job like McDonald's. Everybody's going to have it.
And if I could say this too, it's just, and it is so, if you can't see it, I can see other scenarios where the woman who is the financial dominant one in the house over the man is going to be forcing it on. It's going to be forcing it on their own dang on husband.
Come.
Man, now man, they're gonna be like, man, y'all gotta go get. Y'all all going to get this. You too, nigga.
But first,
It's gonna be crazy.
That's a great point.
They do that already.
Hey.
I mean, with vaccines,
Yeah.
you can't go to one grade. You know, they give you a couple grades. You get a set of vaccines, and then you can't go to like high school or something like. You know, my son, he couldn't do his senior year unless he had the mumps, rubella, and whatever, measles, whatever it's called. But listen, that thing, the parents and the nigga woman, she'll get. Listen, I don't want to get the truancy officer to be all up on me if my kid don't go, now I'm responsible. It's a domino effect. Esau is super crafty, super slick with the word, and so if we already let a needle inject our children like it's nothing, and the reports have already said that there has been less outbreaks about 30, 40 years ago in a lot of these prominent diseases that they're vaccinated for than there are now, and there's 4 times as many vaccines. And even with all that, if we're so influenced by jail time, truancy, you know, your children get whatever the so-called education, which is a joke. I mean, people are graduating, being, you know, from high school, not knowing how to do simple arithmetic. No, not knowing how to balance a checkbook.
Not knowing
How
where
to-
Mexico is on the map.
Man,
True, all that. You know, and so, you know, but they push that in the fear like you're nothing. You not only are you nothing if you don't get a high school diploma, but you're nothing, you'll get a college degree. And that's madness, but it's another tool that I believe we'll be using again with this chip.
I agree with you. That's beautiful y'all brought up the woman, because the woman will do something like, she'll tell you, okay, look, I agree with you, the Bible says we ain't gonna do it, but she'll take those kids and go get them that chip anyway and not tell you.
yeah, and oh man, they are definitely gonna do some wicked shit like that.
She'd have got the chip last month at her job, just never said nothing to you.
Man,
Can you believe, look, my husband will really get me if I get the chip and you put it in his foot. The kid be walking around like this, 2-3 months. Yeah, he got the chip in his foot.
No, God. But you got a woman. You got a woman who follows the law, statutes, and commandments, and that time comes, and here it is. You trying to scrounge up, you know, to have things the Most High to provide for you and the family. He's providing. The woman, she's sneaking off to wherever it is, getting a meal, come back.
Yeah,
You know, you're like, what's that on your face? Barbecue sauce and everything.
Yeah.
You're like, no, what's this? Right, exactly. Because they you know, they got compensated. They got hooked up. And you know, they'll never tell you. That's a good point, brother.
And even you so-called, well, not so-called, I'll say, even you women who are all in the Israelite community, y'all are thinking, some of y'all are saying that you're not going to do it. You know? And hey, I hope that you don't. But see, in the Israelite community, you got that safe haven of IUIC and all those groups. Mm-hmm. You can take this chip and still call yourself an Israelite. So it's not going to be a situation to where you just get missed. You know, it just didn't come to you. Mm-hmm. Everything is covered. Read that verse one more time.
God, it says, and he called us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark.
Everybody. It's coming for everybody. It's coming. You're not going to just be able to live and slip and slide through and it never came to you. Everybody. You're going to have to make the choice to do it or not to do it. The elect already is sealed. But that's the way it's going to play out on the earth. Go ahead.
To receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Now, people try to say that mark is philosophy, an idea. You're going to receive an idea in your right hand or in your
Yeah,
forehead.
you get ideas. We all got the chip there, though.
Right? If it's just the mark is just the philosophy.
I have an idea. every
So
day.
you gonna go in the store and they're gonna say, hey man, are you a Christian or a Muslim? You're gonna say, Christian.
You're right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you good,
Right?
good, yeah.
You're gonna let me see your hands with your stamp, so I'm a Christian. No. That word mark is in the Greek is karag. That means an incision. So it all goes back to that chip. That little, I believe one word, Vera chip, there's other different words for it. But you're gonna have to make that choice. Go ahead.
Hey, Esau so slick. He just guide y'all right into. We've been doing it ever since the 80s. You go to the club and they stamp your hand. Remember, boom.
Right.
You can't get in here unless you got that.
Everybody's so determined.
That was starting it out, you know.
You guys are so determined to have your what you consider to be fun. You know, you're going to get that dang on chip, man. Listen, man, I told you, man, this thing is on and popping in there.
Right.
You gotta get that chip.
Right.
That's how it is. Man, the young kids gonna be messed up alone, bro. Y'all ready? Not only are you gonna be feminized and faggots and all kinds of nonsense, man, it's gonna be out there heavy.
Yeah. And they'll start, you know, what's it called? Blackmailing these artists, whatnot.
Yeah.
Cats that get drunk, wake up, and like Bobby V got a you know what I'm saying, goddamn tranny in the bed. So you better take this chip and promote it, or else we leaking this video. Everybody gonna see you running, you know, and draws down the hotel or whatever we coming out. Yeah, probably got it already. But they already said that a lot of that, they already do a lot of that now, okay, because of filthy lucre. Everybody wants to have it. Look at your situation. We can make it better. Look at what you got to go home to. Well, you can go, you know, a better house and everything. You can eat better, dress better. You know, get respect now when people look at you. So people say, okay, cool. And then, you know, then they slip them a Mickey or something, and then and they got some man, you know, dressed up, or full-fledged, you know, training with, you know, thousands of dollars of work done. And who are you gonna tell, right? You ain't gonna tell nobody that, you know, you got caught up. So they say, we got him. They're already doing it now. What's some more with the chip? That easily do that.
They just walk in there, you answer the door, they shoot you with a stun gun. You fall down, they drag your ass on, put you in the bed, bring one of them in there and shut the door. It's just that easy. It's just that easy.
If you're not covered by your how about Shmi Al-Shai, it'll be like the brother said, it'll be that easy. Now, you know, as you talk about the videos and all that, you won't have no videos. You won't have no record deal. You won't even be able to put music up on YouTube without the chip. The women, the women will look at you in that manner like, oh, you ain't got no chip? I ain't messing with you. No, you must be broke.
Yeah.
It's going to be exactly like that. You're going to have to make that choice. You have to go through all this stuff to find out who you are. But as we know, the elect is sealed.
It's like room service, he opened doors.
Right? Next thing you know, you chip.
It says, and he called it all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
An incision in their right hand or forehead. A chip in their right hand or in their forehead. So that you can walk through that store. I believe it was that movie with Tom Cruise. I forget the name.
Minority Report.
You walk straight through those scanner checkout things, and all of a sudden you got these Amazon grocery stores with the same thing. There's no people working the aisles. All you do is you just walk through, you pick up the item, and it goes directly to your, withdraws it directly from your bank account. I believe with those you have to have your phone on you. Correct me if I'm wrong. You got your phone on, you just going to scan it within that, 5-foot vicinity. But if you put it back, it'll put the money back on your card or whatever.
Wow.
It's the same thing.
Wow.
You're going to be able to walk through there. It won't be a phone. It won't be none of that. It'll be in your hand. You're just going to be putting stuff in the basket, walk right out.
Yep.
And they're going to advertise it as the line is shorter, everything moves faster, the whole nine.
It's like that now, man. If you guys go up in the restaurants, man, yeah, the waiter's taking your order, but guess what? When it's time for you to leave, you ain't got to wait on her while she's dealing with other tables. Just slide your card on little monitor machines they got there, man. It's so crazy now, man. Like, they've had all this stuff forever, man. This stuff has been out there right in front of your faces.
I heard about it in the East Coast, this is years ago too, that they had the convenience stores that when you go in, it will lock behind you. And then, like you say, you have just on a keychain or a little card, you go get your whatever you want, and then you bag it up yourself as long as you scan it and you hit it, whatever, and then you walk out. So you kind of like shopping. So I mean, they can market this thing any way they want to. Matter of fact, also that time of the Minority Report, I heard about Bill Gates, and at that time, not being in the truth, I thought it was cool because I was like, I heard that they have chips in their arm and when they walk in their house, it's state of the art. So they walk in like, remember Annie and a new Annie? They had it where they walk in and then they had the TV turned to a station. The murals on the wall be a different, whatever you like. And then they said everybody had it in his house. Bill Gates, when he walked in, his chip overrides everybody else's. So it's like really whatever he likes, whatever music he is into at that time, whatever artwork he wants, it overrides everybody. At that time, I was like, well, that's pretty deep. That's cool. But hey, man, as simple as that will get a lot of people thinking about the convenience aspect of it, which, man, they're putting that out there right now. It's so much easier. I don't like putting my key in the ignition. I like the push start. I like the aspect of I'm walking out of my car and I hear a beeping sound. Like my car now, if you have the keys in the keys on you and you jump out, it start beeping like crazy. Yeah. Okay, and you're like, okay, I know I got the keys on me. It's gonna shut. Let me go ahead and throw them back in the car that I can walk off. Any little thing, they let you put air in the tire, you get to a certain pressure, the horn will start beeping, beep, beep, beep. Like everything is for convenience. You're like, man, that's super cool. At least I'm aware, I'm one with the, and Esau is super logical in their aspect of not having a relationship with the Most High. So they're looking for anything else to be their God. Technology has given them that superiority complex. You can find the most simple looking so-called white person, they be a nerd, they look like they, white trash, and they act as if they're superior. Toothless, you know what I'm saying? A lot of cat overalls, and they literally act they're superior. Why? You saw that in not 12 years, but Nat Turner. Born Nation, what's it called?
Man.
Well, yeah, he Nat Turner walking, and the man, he's sitting there, he just looked like he got, two, cents to rub together in his head. And he's talking to him, boy, you this and that, and I'm sitting there and watching the movie, and I'm thinking, man, this dude just seems like he's the most simple person on the face of the earth. Anybody. Gooks, Arabs, anybody better, smarter, everything. And he literally acted as if he was king of all that, you will ever know. Smartest man, witty, intelligent. So, yeah, and when I saw that, I really saw how the way this so-called white man thinks. They are looking to have anything be their God. Technology is going to be really their destruction. You know what I mean? What they put their faith in ultimately is going to be their doom.
That's right. And you use the word convenience. We take that and replace it with carnal. Wants everything carnally. All aspects of what we're talking about is living in a carnal manner, a fleshly manner. We want these things spiritual. We want to be able to connect to these brothers who aren't from Dallas. We want to be able to connect to a brother who's miles and miles away